What's up guys, and welcome to this week's UK Meta Report. Apologies that I haven't uploaded this week, so the last video was last week's Meta Report, but I've just had a really busy week. But I do have a lot of content which is to follow very shortly after this video, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Today we will be covering the week beginning the 23rd of July. And this has been capped off by a larger tournament in London on the 28th. And moving on to tournament available cards, this is the last week of Crossworlds. We will be getting Tournament of Power on, I believe, the 3rd of August, and also on the 1st of August, Preface Goku should be available for use as well. So we should have some different looking decks going forward. And going on to the tournaments covered, only 5 this week. This is an all-time low for us, but a lot of the London ones were scooped up by the Brotherhood event, which was 24-man tournament. And the top 4 decks will all go into the winners category this week. And also the top 2 from Nottingham, which was also a 14-man tournament. That will also be going into the winners category. I believe it was Manchester Comic Con this week as well, so the North probably had a few tournaments cancelled due to that. I'll be going through the winners and the top leaders this week as usual, and then I'll finish off the video with just a breakdown of what happened at the Brotherhood event. So despite only covering 5 tournaments this week, we do have 9 results to add to the overall data. And this week we have 4 SS3 winning, 2 Apes, 1 Veggie and 1 Mono Blue. I will be doing a deck profile on the Mono Blue deck later this week. We have 3 Ginyu, 2 Veggie and 1 Apes, 1 Saiyan and 1 Pan. So similar to last week, SS3 and Ginyu very much dominating the meta, with a bit of aggro sprinkled in there. Interesting to see that Saiyan have completely dropped off after storming their way to the top in week 1. We're also seeing the emergence of Apes being a more dominant force towards the end of this format, as you could call it. This is probably because actually stores have only recently been consistently getting TP3, so people do have access to Bardock now. So moving on to the decks that did well at the locals this week, more of the same really, just larger numbers. 7 Ginyu, 4 Veggie, 3 Apes, again big increase in Apes. 5 SS3, 3 Apes, 1 Mono Blue and 1 Veggie. We have 3 Pan and 3 Saiyan. Again, no androids and no Cell, no rogues either, so it does seem that at this point leader diversity has gone out of the window, and the stronger leaders, or what's perceived as stronger leaders, are rising to the top. One other notable omission is the red-blue SS3, so that's the Chain Attack Xeno deck. Very solid deck, but not making an appearance here this week, even though there are 6 ape decks here, and that deck does very well against the apes, so it's interesting to see that it's not being favoured. So here it is guys, after 5 weeks of collecting data, and at the end of the Crossworlds meta, this is what we have in the UK. As you can see, Ginyu and SS3, they improved this week from last week, but everything else dropped. And I guess Ginyu and SS3 didn't have as much representation at the beginning of this series, but now towards the end they've been very dominant for the past 2 weeks at least. And Vegeta, Beerus and Vegito there, just slithers on the pie chart. I hope you can still see them, it took a while to get them in the right position there. Ginyu and SS3 making up almost 57% of the winning leaders over the 5 weeks, with a bit of Saiyan, a bit of Pan in there. Cell and androids have some representation, but compared to what was happening at the beginning, they seem to have completely dropped off, and I really expected more people to stick with that deck because Cell Chain is still very oppressive. But for whatever reason, they haven't made much of a dent in the large tournaments that we've had in the past couple of weeks. And actually, even at local level, they haven't been doing all that either. Maybe people have learned to play against it, or maybe people have just found better decks to run instead of it. So to cap everything off, here are the results for the Brotherhood Open. This happened on Saturday, and it was a long day, so we only got to top 4 and we decided to do a prize split and go home. So what I've done is I've ranked top 4 and the top 8 by their Swiss rankings. So in the top 4 we have Pan, who came in first in Swiss. I do have a deck profile for this. This was the same player who I was going to profile last week, but that video will be going up straight after this one most likely. Next up we have SS3 Veggies. This was mainly a green deck, so this was the Veggie engine and also the Broly engine, which is a very nice deck, and I'll try and get a deck profile of this if I can. And also we have Saiyan. This was my deck, and I'll be doing an update on what I played and sort of a full tournament report as well. And Ginyu 8 rounding up the top 4. In the top 8 we have another Pan, who came second in Swiss. So Pan having a very strong showing there. We have SS3 Apes and another SS3 Veggies and one more Ginyu Veggies to round off the top 8. So this result really reflecting what we've been seeing for the past couple of weeks, with only 4 leaders being represented in the top 8. I do know that there were Cell players there, and there were a couple of rogue decks as well. Vegeta came in 10th, so that was good, and I think I saw a Champa as well, but mainly it was Ginyu and a lot of Apes. So that was this week's meta report, the final one before Tournament of Power becomes legal in the UK. Please let me know if you want me to actually reset the meta wheel and do new data for Tournament of Power until September when Colossal Warfare is available, or whether you want me to just continue for the next month and then reset it when Colossal Warfare arrives. Please also get in touch with me if you're able to provide me with locals data. You may have noticed that the results have been dwindling in the past couple of weeks, so I would really appreciate your help in keeping this project alive. So thank you for watching this video. Please leave a like and subscribe for more content. I will see you guys next time.